Hello again, mein Kameraden, and welcome to Stalingrad, folks. This, of course, is the second battle here for the Battle of Stalingrad. In this episode, at least the second episode, as we now are tasked with securing two factories. In the previous episode, we pushed up the road here and knocked out the Soviet defenders all the way to their defensive position through a few areas they tried to funnel us, and now we are finally here at the factory entrance, and we need to take these two factories in order to push all the way to the Volga and secure the city. So, for the fatherland and for the community here, and for everybody who likes Sudden Strike, go ahead and hit that like button. Let me know you want to see more. That's your way to vote on the channel, folks, to what goes up next. And of course, if you want to see more, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe, and join us here today. All right, we got ourselves a couple of artillery guns that we've captured previously as well, which would do numbers against the Soviets. So let's go ahead and grab these. AT rifles aren't going to be too useful in these factories because, you know, obviously it's going to be hand-to-hand combat and or close-range combat with infantry. So anybody else here who's got an AT rifle, I'm going to go ahead and grab some of those. We'll bring a few of these over here by just grabbing. Actually, I think these trucks can't. All right, well, I'm going to bring them over one by one then and see what we can do. So our forces have been battered but not beaten by the Soviets here at their defense at Stalingrad, and we've done a great job of pushing through so far. I've got additional riflemen that I can bring up, so actually maybe we can dump a few of these guys off right here actually. And let's see if we can grab that artillery gun. We'll dump these guys off and go bring the other one over here. So more riflemen have arrived, and now we're going to go back and grab that artillery gun. So a lot of tactical thought that you have to do here in this game. And I like Sudden Strike's art style. I like Blitzkrieg's as well. Both of these, I'd say, get both of these games. I do like them immensely. So if you're a fan of the classical Sudden Strike or Blitzkrieg, go for it, folks. Okay, so we got ourselves two tanks here, two assault guns ready to rock. And we've got several Panzer IIIs and such ready around here. Unfortunately, there's really no way into these factories aside from the main entrance. We could try to plow in through the side, but, you know, huge walls and such here deem it necessary to head straight into the entrances here on either side of the factory. So we'll see what we can do. Infantry is standing by, ready to go. Looks like we got two guns ready to go as well. And let's get them up here. We can possibly rain down artillery on top of these. You see the huge holes in the roofs. We might be able to support our infantry once they get into battles. So I think what we'll do is we'll take the factory on the right side first. So let's set up our artillery guns over here to make sure that we can support our troops as we hit the factory floor. Infantry is pretty much the only one who could do the battle. Tanks are probably going to be a no-go. We can get in there with tanks, but they could have AT guns in there. They could have booby traps. Who knows? All right, infantry have been assigned. Wait a minute, not these infantrymen. Get all these guys into a group here. We're passing now finally into the factory area. Soviets have been spotted.
Perfect spots for ambushes. Stay alert.
Get him, boys. Hit that Soviet scum. We got medics and such, so just stand by. There we go, medic already moving on it. Nice thing about this game is if you keep your infantry nearby, your medics nearby, they will automatically heal up men like that. Very good. Hit the dirt, boys. Okay, we're going to continue to push up. Let's get our tanks in support. Whoa, wait a minute. Not good. Oh, we got some Soviets down here. Pesky Soviets. Luckily, we still have our guns and everything. Oh, actually, this is fine. We're just doing a good job of firing on them. Perfect. Good thing we moved down there with that. There we go. Let's see how you guys do against artillery guns then. Perfect. All right, southern section's been a little more clear for the artillery. Tanks should be ready to support, so let's get in there. For the fatherland, yeah. Okay, let's move. Okay, so two tanks are moving in. One captured. We can capture enemy equipment here. We also have a BT-7 that's been captured up here as well. And let's bring all of our supply, munition, and everything else to a safe area. Perfect. Okay, with the infantry ready, I think we're going to go... Wow, this guy's drifting. Sir, what are you doing? All right, actually, I want to bring that little BT in there. That BT-7M might be able to do a good job in these factory floor battles. And I think we should probably soften the enemy up a little bit. Looks like we have 50 shells ready to go. Let's go ahead and attack round. Actually, I don't know where the enemy could be. Oh, we don't even have the distance to engage that far? Damn. They're very small guns, it seems. We'd have to get that close just to fire. All right, well, I think we'll have to probably get inside the factory floor then with them. So let's move them inside the factory walls. I thought they were possibly bigger, longer-range artillery, but I guess not. Whoa, sir. I love how these guys just burn out. They're having a good time. Invasions are fun, I guess. Okay, let's move. And los! Into the factory we go. Must be strange to the Soviets to see their own tank approaching with German infantry. Uh-oh, wait a minute. It just changed. It wants us now to capture two areas. Oh, there we go. Soviets spotted. Oh, nice. Our artillery is actually firing at the wall. Okay, that's useful. Get that infantry. Whoa, what the hell? Whoa, the damn wall's knocked down. Sweet. I didn't know we could do that. All right, the wall's open. Hold on, we can bring some of the party then to the Soviets. Let's bring some of those tanks over. We got a bigger door. And let's watch behind us so they don't try to sneak up from behind. Okay, first area seems to be clear. Again, hit the dirt, boys. We don't want to damage anything. All right, let's push in at the north now. Got to watch out for AT guns. They could still have these hidden in a hallway or something like that. This seems to be like a giant power generation facility, something along those lines. Yeah, the Battle of Stalingrad, as you can imagine, is going to take a few playthroughs here. I wouldn't be surprised if this one turned out to be 3 episodes. What the hell? There's a Soviet tank right up there dug in. Watch it, boys. How that? Wow, the fact that we couldn't see that thing is incredible. Oh, get that damn thing. Get those infantrymen. There we go. Our artillery coming in on top of them. All right, watch out, our infantry. Got to clear that position out. All right, let's get some more. Let's get some other tanks up here. I didn't think we'd actually see a tank dug into the ground like this. Crafty Soviets. Medics are doing the best they can. Luckily, we came at it from 2 different angles here and eliminating that tank. All right, get that other soldier. All right, they could have more tanks dug in like that. We have to be aware of that now. Sneaky Soviets. I was right to think that they'd have something waiting for us, and in this case, it was a dug-in tank, which I'm really surprised to see. All right, AT, or rather, artillery guns. We'll get ready up there now. And our assault guns. These would be good too, but they don't direct fire, and so I'm nervous to use them because in these types of situations, they're just going to hit the. For example, you saw a lot of the artillery hitting the support beams on the roof, so that might be a bad thing. All right, let's push the infantry in first. Let's just go ahead and attack, boys, and we'll clear them out with the tanks next. It looks like they're attacking in the south. There's got to be an AT gun here or something. Oh, enemy tank. Oh, yeah. Another enemy tank down there. All right, let's get it. Wow, how hidden is that thing, huh? All right, there we go. Grab that position. Enemy tank's retreating. He's hauling ass out of there. Disobeying orders, probably not to retreat. Enemy tank dug in here. We might be able to grab this for supplies, too, if we need to. Perfect. Soviets are leaving behind a lot of supplies if we need it. Perfect. First factory has been cleared. Very good. Hopefully that enemy tank doesn't come back, and I'm not seeing any chance of a counterattack, so let's move back over to the other factory now. Okay. We're ready now for factory number 2. Probably the same scenario. Once we move in, we'll probably have to secure the northern section here and the southern section there. Oh, there's a door out the back here, which leads to some trenches and such. I think that mortarman we had in the previous episode did die, but he wasn't as useful after his first attack on the guns. We haven't really seen any positions that are useful for a mortar. Can't really use a mortar in a factory. Though these factories are very high roofed, there's not much we can do. I think the actual tops of these buildings disappear after a while. All right, let's get our troops into position. Come on, boys. Let's go. Los. And what I like about this game the most, too, by the way, is when you actually hit this, you can go into a cinematic mode where it follows with the camera. That's really cool. I don't see a lot of games actually do that, or I'm not just patient enough to look. But anyway, all right, and then, of course, with these stars, the better we do, the more points that we'll get. And it's more about better doing, more like sneaking up behind the enemy and such. But when they're the ones in the ambush position, not much I can do about that. Okay, are we ready to go on our second fight? Now, these repair vehicles, by the way, cannot... it's called a repair vehicle, but you can't necessarily repair a tank with it. Like, for example, if you click here, he's not going to do anything. You can't actually repair any of these vehicles, unfortunately. You can only repair them or repair a vehicle if it's been tracked or if it's been turreted, so we can't necessarily get some of these tanks to full health, unfortunately. Okay, well, we got our assault guns standing by. Everything's looking good here. That is so cinematically cool. Look at that. That's just sweet. All right. Anyway, let's get to it then. Infantry, you're in first, followed by the tanks. We know it's very important then to send the infantry first, followed by all of the tanks here. And then in this case, oh, wait a minute. Okay, infantry's probably going to surround us here in a second. Let's bring up a tank. That would be necessary to fight them. There we go. Oh, whoa, damn. All of our artillery guns already firing. All right, stop, boys. Stop. Start engaging. Another enemy tank we can capture, T-3476. Wow, the doors of the factory just being blown open. All right, another tank we can capture there. Looks like a repair tractor of some sort there. Let's get some more tanks into gear. I would like to bring up some infantry to capture that, so we do have infantry on the line. And what can we do with the artillery? We have to be so close, it's ridiculous. They can only really support from the door, and that's it. Okay, let's move into that first position. Another T-34-76 would be a welcome capture for us. We've already got one. Let's make sure they don't hit us in the flank up here. Wouldn't be wise of us to go in here first without securing the factories. They can flank us all day. Oh, beautiful. An AT gun spotted and the artillery already firing at it. Hit him, boys. Get some grenades out on that thing. Throw! Come on, boys. Get some grenades over the top. Wow, look at that. They're just hitting the side of that large cistern. There we go. Crew's almost eliminated. Come on, boys. Couple more grenades. I want to capture that thing for ourselves. Wow, how resilient is this damn gun crew? Holy crap. There we go. Finally, the last grenade going out. Area's not yet secure. We're now getting a bronze with the medic. Good. Let's bring some tanks in. Another tank in our way. Alright, heal them up, guys. Nope, stop right here. Start healing. Got a lot of infantry here. Oh, AT gun in the north. Let's try to save as much of our infantry's lives as possible. Supporting them with tanks now. I'm very nervous of counterattacks and such, so I don't want to expose any of our flanks. But it will be inevitable. Alright. Machine gunner move up. Well, we got a lot of machine gunners with us. Oh, we do have riflemen. Alright, let's get riflemen inside the tank. Medic, you're good. Another rifleman. Tanks are better in our hands than the enemy's. Let's go ahead and bring up a repair vehicle to deal with that. Send it a little love in terms of repair. Okay. Now, knowing what we found the last time from the Soviets, they flanked us with an AT gun here. There could be another one here or possibly there. There does seem to be a ramp or something to actually bypass that. Over up here by these tractor assembly area, there seems to be a nice way to actually sneak around up here. So we're going to try to bring the infantry up there to get line of sight then over the tanks. So let's bring our infantry up here. The tanks can then attack from down here. And I'm nervous to see if there's like a tank or two waiting to rush in from the back like last time. Alright, get down. Alright, infantry's trying to go on a little scouting mission here. Oh, so much for that. Whoa, what the hell? The Soviets have just blown the wall open and they're sending in tanks. Hold on, grab that AT gun. Hit the dirt. Grab that AT gun, comrade. Oh, beautiful. We actually got one of their tanks disabled right here. Alright, our AT gun's down, but damn it, we did a hell of a lot of damage to those incoming Soviet tanks. Get him hard, boys. Get wrecked, son. Alright, one more Soviet tank that, oh no, that's our PT-7 finally out. One Soviet T-34 knocked out, one more remaining, a lot of infantry dead on that, or wounded on that bridge. Hit him, boys, come on, we gotta stop that tank. Don't let him advance. Hit him before he fires. Thank God. Alright, we got him. Medics get to work. Thank God. Alright, Soviet counterattack with tanks did come, but they came in through the wall. Damn. Did not expect a Soviet attack of that magnitude. Alright, we got a lot of tanks waiting outside the factory as well to proceed north. We're going to need those. And we're going to need to bombard the enemy for quite some time, I think, because there's a lot of trenches out there that we've already seen. 3 tanks ready to push in. And we got a lot of wounded infantry, but they're doing a hell of a great job here, guys. Alright, let's get these AT cannons ready here. And let's bring our forces up a little bit more as we've secured more of the area. Our flanks seem to be secure. No more chance of Soviets coming in from the flank. Alright, final battle. Here we go. Oh, this tank's heavily damaged. Alright, push in, boys. Let's support that infantry attack. Let's get him in the flank. Just right up here. Wow, I love this game. It feels like playing Red Orchestra from top-down view at sometimes too. It's very detailed, very nice. Oh, enemy AT gun. Okay, it's not occupied. Keep pushing, boys. Gotta be infantry around here somewhere. Could be a machine gun nest. Okay, let's move in. Look at this. There's even like little detailed offices and such here that we've blown through. Like right here, there's a little desk and everything. Great detail. Enemy tank spotted. Enemy BT-7. And eliminated. Good work, boys. Oh, enemy infantry sneaking from behind. The hell? How the hell did they get one of our tanks? Bastards. Well, they got that T-34, I think. Wow, how the hell are they coming from behind like that? Oh, they must have been hiding actually right here under the desk. Oh, friendly troops. Excellent. Let's go assist.
That must be the squad we haven't heard from in days.
All right, go, go, go.
A lot of supplies left. You'll have to bust them out.
Damn right we're going to help. Get in there, boys. Los.
Batteries are secured. Continue the assault towards the Volga River.
All right, help out, boys.
More air support is available. Use it well.
All right, get some grenades in that trench.
Reinforcements are on the way.
There we go. Grenades out. Yeah, blow them the hell out of there.
Reinforcements have arrived.
More reinforcements are arriving. Excellent. Get inside that trench. Toss it. There it goes. Oh, what the hell? It's exploding on the roof? Okay. More enemy reinforcements are coming in.
Thank you for the rescue. We'll join you in a little while.
Can we help those men out? No. Okay, let's set up a secure area around here. Let's catch our breath. All right, so what we lost in infantry and tanks, we've made up with for more infantry and tanks. Very good. We also have an artillery gun with us, a 105 Lee FH-18 light howitzer, plus more infantry and possible mortar infantry? No, riflemen. Okay. All right, and it looks like a commander or something with us as well. Okay, let's get all of our infantry and tanks ready to go. Obviously, we know we're going to have to bombard the enemy for quite some time. We've got a defensive position here. We've got a very good defensive position here. And I'm assuming that once we get to this point, just like with the factories, it's probably going to split into two. It's probably going to want us to take this and probably want us to take that. Those seem to be the two greatest defensive positions the enemy has. Now, we can flank over here and sneak through, but I don't know if we could do so with armored support. But what I would like to do is keep all of our vehicles and such together to make sure that they do the biggest effect against the enemy. They could still have a lot of tanks out there, but it might be a good idea to sneak around the flank to see what the enemy has. Though I bet the moment we go forward is the moment we see I don't know, a million tanks or something like that. So let's get our artillery set up and get ready to fight. And this is going to be fun. All right, looks like we got a looks like an officer with us here, so he could be great for scouting ahead as well. All right, let's get our light guns ready. All right, we're going to have to plow through all the way up to here, see if we can push across the railroad tracks. Not really much infantry on this side, so I think we're going to abandon this attack on the left. We do have 2 heavy bombers at our disposal now. Oh, and it looks like we've got all the troops rescued as well. Soviets really had a hell of a fight with us over here. Glad we rescued all this infantry. We should have all the infantry ready. Perfect. Okay. All right, repair vehicle. Great. All right, well, it was a hell of a fight for the factory. They've also blown open the door here. So maybe we could have some of the infantry escort our tanks up here. I think a medic, a machine gunner, and a couple riflemen would be good. Let's just peek out, see if we can come up behind whoever might engage us at the intersection. Now we have to play slow and go. Otherwise, we will glow. Tanks are going to be on fire. That would be no bueno. All right, let's keep going. All right. Okay, looks like we don't see anything over this way. Tractor is at our disposal, but we won't need that. All right, let's push up a little bit more with the assault guns. The nice thing is that these are armored, so if we engage anything, they're the perfect scouts. Get up here, man. All right, scouts have pushed up. All right, very good. Infantry seems to have cleared everything out from the side. Okay, we can meet up here. Now, here's where my thoughts come in. There's a hell of a lot of enemy trenches around here, which means that they probably got areas zoomed in for artillery, which basically means that whenever these trenches spot us, they'll sight us and start shooting. Oh boy, there's an AT gun already. Hit the dirt, boys. Nice. All right, hit the dirt. and attack up this direction. Alright, 2 AT guns. Good thing we didn't go much further than that. Hit the dirt, guys. Come on. No need to stand. Fighting them at the railroad tracks. Damn, a medic was killed. Trying to save one of those men. Can't believe these damn AT guns just don't die. That building's gonna blow up the moment I occupy that building. There we go. Enemy tank spotted. Let's bring up our 2 heavier Panzer 4Gs. Why the hell is that tank not dying? That AT gun, there we go. Alright, enemy tanks were spotted moving around up there. Looks like we also have infantry on the back of some of these tanks, so we'll unload them as they get up here. Whoa, 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 noobs. Don't go up that far. And stop. Okay, perfect. We've captured AT guns. We're now closer to the enemy positions. This is a great area to occupy. These, rail station there. Enemy tanks rolling around. Okay, before we hit these positions, we probably may want to bomb them. And it looks like this enemy tank's just sitting right there. The faster we can destroy enemy assets, the better. So let's just go ahead and see if we can call in a bombing run right on top of these guys. So let's go ahead and just call it in right like, not like that. Let's try it a little bit more to the left. Could be enemy assets sitting right up here. So the most important thing is for us to take this position first because, oh, and look, it did split up. What I want to do is open it up to the river, and then we can just sneak up behind any enemy trenches, boom, right here. So if we can punch through right here, we can circle back to the other side. All right, here comes what apparently is our heavy bomber. I know this more to be a medium bomber from some of you who've reminded me before. HE-111 rolling in here, or flying in here. Very nice bomber, by the way. It's going to fly down to the corner of the map and then circle back up around. So the sun's come out now. Wow, we've actually been fighting here for so long that it's actually rained, and it's now like morning. All right, wow, that plane turns on a dime, baby. All right, here comes our bombing run. Here it comes, folks. I know you've been waiting for this one. Oh, beautiful! Look at that infantry getting hit, tank being knocked out, 2 tanks being knocked out. Wonderful. The hell, big blast area on that one, and an AT gun knocked out too. Oh, we spotted one right here. Very good. The HE-111 did a great job of identifying another enemy target. Death from above. Next target then. Hit the dirt, boys. There could still be enemy artillery possibly on the other side of the river. Assault guns are moving in. That means we're going to have to bring up the supply too. They're going to need it soon enough. Panzer 4Gs. Keep them in the back. They're going to be our specialty snipers. Stop. Oh, enemy tank in a defensive position. T-34-76. And that damn AT gun's still there. Whoa, 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 what the hell? Katyushas on the river. Alright, that's not going to be good. We're going to need a hell of a lot more infantry to push through here, and we don't got it. What the hell? That Katyusha's going to fire for days. Back off from that. Ah, damn medic flying again. Alright, we're going to have to hit him for a while with artillery like I had mentioned. Let's hit that trench. Let's get the artillery up here. All artillery guns report to the front. We're going to bombard the hell out of them. They want to play the artillery game. That's just fine. We got plenty of that. Alright. So, what we're going to do is we're going to rush that position as soon as a few of those trenches are clear and try to snipe that gun. The Katyusha's somewhere back here. Look at that. The Soviets still getting hit as they're trying to come in across the river. So I'm going to try to occupy one of these trenches and then capture the surrounding trenches to eventually flank and capture that gun. Alright, detach your gun. And where the other Soviet guns are being wheeled up here. 2 guns are on the way up. Other field howitzer. Alright, let's make sure we're hitting all these positions. Alright, hopefully we've destroyed all the Soviets occupying. Let's make sure that gun's out of the way. Let's try to go on an assault here. We don't need the tanks up here just yet. That damn T-34 is still up there. Damn it. Enemy tanks are on the way. Alright, here comes our tanks now. Circle back. Hit the dirt, boys. Assault guns pull back. Tanks are on the line. Hit those damn tanks, boys. Good, they're firing at all of our infantry. This gives us the perfect opportunity to push in. Wow, it took way too long for those Stugs to circle back. Some of that artillery, what the hell? All the tanks coming across the... Wow, the Instax sniper rifle, the Katyusha, eliminating a huge portion of our infantry. That's some BS. But just incredible, like, sniper rifle range. Eliminating a good 90% of our infantry there. Look at that. Wow, its ability to reload and fire like that. Oh, kind of BS. Wow, let's keep our, yeah, all infantry eliminated now due to the amazingness of that gun. Incredible. Katusha just being able to go, nope, nope, nope. Look at its nope missiles. Wow, okay, that thing is way too overpowered, way too overpowered. Alright, one tank down. Wow, there's some severe problems with that Katusha. We had 1 million infantrymen left. Now they're all dead because of that damn thing. Wow, this tank's very good. Alright, well, it's not like the Germans didn't have trouble in Stalingrad, huh? Mortars are still attacking us from the sides. Now if we can get that Katusha out of the way, we'll be alright. Look, it's just firing willy-nilly whenever it wants, like an AT gun now. There we go, it's out of the way. Alright, the biggest problem in the game has been eliminated, though I don't know where the hell it was before with the bombers. The hell, the tanks and such? Wow, we're just getting surrounded by tanks. Incredible. Alright, let's pull back. We still got plenty of tanks at our disposal, and captured AT guns. Wow, look at that. And they've got 1 million more tanks coming. Look at that. So they had 3 tanks show up from the left, 3 tanks show up from the right. We've still got our Panzer IIIs over here. We can still fight. I'm just surprised at how quickly the Katusha was able to reload and how accurately it was to just be able to snipe every single one of our infantry members. Well, it doesn't matter. We still have vehicle crews, which are still good at a fight. If you get this desperate, you can definitely use this, though no amount of tanks were going to be necessary for that. We're going to hit them again. Friendly tank still at our disposal there. Alright, let's make sure we continue to hit them, boys. Wow, so 1 tank here, 1 AT gun, and a bunch of tanks surrounded us. That's just like a last surprise from Mr. Stalin. Let's see if we can actually see what's around here by occupying a building. It'll probably get destroyed in a half-second. Okay. Oh, pissed off enemy tanks. Hey, they have line of sight. Get them. It's like, what the hell? Alright, back it up, boys. Wow, look at all those tanks out there. Feel like we should call in another bomber on top of them. Yeah, they're going to take that tank down. Alright, 3 tanks at our disposal. We got a 4th one here. KB1 spotted. Hit it with everything you got, boys. Couple enemy tanks destroyed here. Another one of ours. Wow, the incredible intensity of this attack. The hell are we supposed to push through this one? Not easy. Hopefully this is the end of their forces. If it is, we're okay then. Oh, that tank's gone. Did a shell just hit this tank and then bounce off and kill our own tank? What the hell was that? Thank God we have a tank crew that's still alive. Look at all the Soviet tanks we've destroyed. This is insane. 1 position. That was our first position captured. Okay. If you didn't think it was hard enough, there you go. Let's get repositioned here. We could capture AT guns, but the Soviets have a pretty easy time in destroying those. Why aren't these? Oh, they surrendered. Okay. Alright, now we can focus on this. So now we have a secure area finally to advance into. The Soviets are going to continue to harass us, but we still got infantry and such at our disposal. Very weakened, but we are still in this fight. Trying to keep my confidence here as we've eliminated the Katusha, which eliminated an entire army of infantry and caused some real problems. Ooh, never mind. I take that back. Where are you, tank crew? Alright, well, now we've got a new tank. And a bomber at our disposal, too. Okay, we still have a repair vehicle. Let's get down there and secure that river. We have made it to the Volga. Still some trenches around, still lots of Soviets around, but so long as we can defend our repair crews, we'll be okay. We'll go back for supplies later if needed. Let's get those infantry guns in position. Come on through, boys. Very good. Okay, let's get our troops inside that tank. And repair. Okay, we've got another tank at our disposal, and we've got another enemy position to take. Now I'm going to save this bomber until we actually have infantry tanks spotted, infantry or tank spotted. Infantry in the form of an AT gun, tanks, of course, in the form of, you know, big movie things that make kill, and no bueno. All right, let's get this artillery gun rearmed here. I think we got one of these guns left. Where's the other one? There's the other one, okay. No, don't. There we go. Okay, we got a trench in front of us that seems to be secure. What are we doing on tank crew? We still need occupiers. Let's get this rifleman up here. Okay, so we've made it all the way to the Volga, folks, and now we just need to secure this other side, and the entirety of Stalingrad is secure, though I think possibly there might be one more objective possible. Maybe we'll have to go up here. Maybe the enemy's got an HQ or something that we have to clean out, or that's just for looks. I'm not sure. Always pretend as if, like, there's more to the mission. Right, let's get in the building. Oh, yeah, there you go. I'm gonna delete that damn thing right away. Nope, to hell with that. Katusha, you can go straight to hell. Ain't letting that happen. So watch how quickly that thing rearms. Like, it fired so many times at our infantry, it was ridiculous. Let's eliminate that thing. Luckily, we can come up from behind the enemy now. There we go. That piece of garbage is out of the way. Wow, okay, a lot of artillery firing, a lot of AT guns. Okay, so we know that there's enemy tanks over there, possibly enemy AT guns. We're gonna get out of every vehicle we've got. We need everybody on the... Okay, so the Soviets just were able to come up behind us willy-nilly and destroy. This is perfect, actually. We'll get rid of that damn trench and that infantryman and all those tanks. Hopefully that bomber comes in ASAP. Just getting the enemy to get pissed off and identify their position is great. It means that we can identify what they got, where it is, what we can do with it. Right, this is it. This is all we got for infantry remaining. And you go straight to hell, KV-1. Yeah, right on the damn engine. Perfect. Alright, enemy machine gun, enemy AT gun. We're flanking that right now. Alright, perfect. Thank God we got rid of those tanks. That wasn't a loss after all. Nothing we can do about that wounded. Take that AT gun down. Might want to surrender there, boys. We're right behind you. An AT rifle? Could be an AT rifle there. Let's hit that trench. And where's our bigger artillery gun? Damn it, I told you to... we'll just move next to that gun. We'll get that thing replenished here in a moment. Okay, artillery guns moving up. Everything basically is coming down to just a few soldiers. Just a few riflemen. Alright, everyone move up. Get this truck replenished. There we go. This is the one with munitions, so go ahead and give him munition. There you go. Stop that gun. Okay, into Stalingrad we go. That bomber. Damn, that bomber. That couldn't have been better, man. We destroyed just two of the heaviest tanks here. We got lucky. Push up, boys. Keep eliminating those tanks. Okay, we can now move into that position. Alright, artillery, cease. Hit the next position there. Damn, we're out of munition everywhere. Alright, it's gonna be a little risky here. Looks like we got this weapon that needs to clear. Oh, damn. Building. Thought he might be able to shoot over it. Wasn't sure. Alright, let's get line of sight. We still got plenty of infantrymen here.
Jawohl.
Infanterie in Bewegung. Einsatzbereit.
Anybody with a damn handgun or anything being brought into the fight now.
Feindliche Einheiten.
Don't fire at our own
Wie lauten die
positions now.
Koordinaten?
Well, a hell of a crazy advance here with the Stooks and such.
Ziel unter Beschuss.
I would have liked to have those at this point, but man, I couldn't help the amount of tanks that were thrown at us. Incredible amount of fire here. Enemy machine gun position there. Take that out with the tanks. There we go. That's out of the way. Objective completed. That's it.
My compliments on your advance.
Enemies desperately counterattacking. Wow, we did it. Can't believe it. Wow, and 6 victory stars for that? Holy crap. Oh, wait, we only got 1 bonus star. Yeah, you're supposed to do all this side stuff, but it's like destroy 5 tanks with grenades. I can't do everything, baby. There's not much I can do with everything. Destroy an enemy unit using an airplane. Didn't I do that like a ton of times with the bombers? Like twice? Anyway, that's it for now, folks. I'll see you in the next episode for the fabulous and wonderful... I'm loving this game, guys. Sudden Strike. Sudden Strike 4. More Americans, more Soviets coming up soon. So thanks for watching. Bye.